Well, we've been here at the end of this thing. By the time we play the game, we would have been here an entire week, and we've approached it just like a game week back home, while at the same time recognizing and understanding the privilege, the magnitude of being invited and earning the opportunity for an event in a game like this. For our players, an incredible experience, and it's starting to set in that we're playing in the Rose Bowl, while at the same time not taking our focus off the task at hand, which is focusing on our opponent and ourselves to be at the very best we can be.
One of the things Wisconsin has talked about all week is that your offensive line, they're not just good players, they're cohesive players. How have you developed an offensive line that you think is going to be able to win the trench battle here this fall?
Well, I feel the same way about them. I watched them on tape, and we haven't seen a better offensive line than what they have shown, and they're the same way. They're physical. They finish blocks. They're cohesive. They don't run by guys. Typically you see line stunts and movements, and sometimes you'll be able to catch teams just running by a guy and letting a guy go. And Wisconsin doesn't. They count you up. They angle you up. They fit you. They finish blocks, and they play with great effort and great finish, and they're complemented with great tight ends, great running backs, and a great quarterback. So for us, there's a lot of pride in our guys. They suffered through a 4-8 season when they first got here, and they've been the catalyst to the program's turnaround. And certainly, they feel like we haven't played our best yet, and they're looking forward to again getting better and better against what we feel is as good of an opponent as there is in the country. I, they're just the best team we've faced all year, without a doubt, in all phases, in all areas. They're very well coached. That's a disciplined, tough football team that's complemented with great athleticism, guys that have range, guys that can cover man-to-man, guys that can play multiple schemes, multiple coverages, stunts, and pressures. They present a lot of challenges, and our guys are looking forward to that.
Is this your first time to Pasadena this whole week?
This is, yes, ma'am, my first time to Pasadena.
What was it like pulling up to the stadium and seeing all of the orange Wisconsin?
Well, we're so dialed in and focused. I think that stuff will settle in at some point in time, preferably after the game. We're just dialed in the fact that we have a very important practice today and tomorrow, and that we have to continue our process and get on edge and stay on edge so we could be as good as we can be.
How do you find that mix for your players, enjoying the experience and yet keeping their minds on what they're here for?
Oh, they understand it takes what it takes. I mean, is there really balance? I mean, I don't know. I think the fact that just being invited here, earning this opportunity, is where the balance is created. There's some really nice activities for them. The Rose Bowl does the most incredible job. I mean, their entire committee, an incredible job of making our guys feel welcome, providing them with a historical background of the game itself, some of the great players, some of the great games that have transpired in the past, and while at the same time giving them enough free time where they can get their rest and be prepared because, for both teams, it's like training for a heavyweight fight is what it is. And so the balance is in practicing really, really hard, and having some really good meetings, but at the same time enjoying the outings that they provide for us, which have been spectacular. Yes, sir. Well, extremely proud of the players and the coaches. I mean, all credit goes to them because when you play a 9 conference game schedule, that's difficult. And to be able to go through there and just lose one time, it speaks loudly for our guys. And to do so in the manner that we did in the Pac-12 championship games and some of the road games we had this year, just extremely proud of them, but we're focused completely on the task at hand. We'll reflect a little bit later on that stuff, but proud doesn't explain fully how.
What about as far as what it's going to take to come out victorious on Rose Bowl Day against Wisconsin?
Oh, it's simple. Nothing but our very, very best will be good enough. We all know that. It's a team as good as Wisconsin, the players that they have, the way they're coached, their scheme, their physicality, their athleticism. There's nothing in this world but our very best that'll be good enough on Saturday. I think Saturday on Wednesday. Excuse me.
So what excites you the most about the game and what concerns you the most?
Well, we never go into games with anxiety, so we don't really speak in terms of concerns. Exciting, the opportunity to compete on a weekly basis for us is everything, and our focus has always been on ourselves, always will be on ourselves. We know that this is the very best football team that we have had the opportunity to play, and we respect that opportunity. We respect them and that in itself is. And we wake up excited. I mean, there's no hocus pocus to our operation now. We don't have to put up banners or newspaper articles or trash talk to get us excited. I mean, we're at the Rose Bowl playing one of the best teams in the country, one of the most storied programs in the country that can flat out bring it. So we are excited 24/7.
As a coach, how do you sleep the night before?
That's well documented. Not much. But it's out of the right type of excitement. For these guys, they've earned this now. If you look deep into the story of these seniors went through a 4-8 season. They were at the crossroads. Which way is this going to go? A couple head coaching changes, right? A completely different blueprint than what we've ever done. They embraced it. They embrace us as coaches. We're forever indebted and thankful to them. And because of them, their effort, their commitment, we are here. But getting here is not the goal. It's being able to have success here.
You've done quite a job doing what you've done in the short period of time that you've done it. What do you attribute that to?
Oh, I attribute it to all the people around me. I'll never, pound my chest, say I'm fully responsible for this. We do this as an organization, as a family. The coaches have been incredibly committed to a vision that is demanding, but champions really don't carry office hours, right? If they do, they probably aren't going to be champions. And the players buying into a program that is extremely rewarding as long as you commit yourself fully to it. Well, I think they're both important. I just think as a player, I was fortunate enough to play on a team that was extremely physical, especially at the line of scrimmage. And then my most recent stop before coming to Oregon and Tuscaloosa, it was all about physicality in the trenches and what a difference that makes, not only late in the game, but late in the season, right? Late October, November, when your name, your football program's name has to be relevant in the conversation as it relates to championships and whatnot. You're going to have to be able to control the line of scrimmage and take over games in the fourth quarter. And, talking that is easy, achieving that is different. So we work every day on getting better at trying to be able to control the line of scrimmage. And our trips out to the West Coast when I was in Tuscaloosa, I felt that was the X factor. Right, wrong, or indifferent, it just, that was the feeling.
It feels like, too, like over the last, almost 30 years, the teams that here from the West, from the Pac-12 have been relevant nationally have been like, Washington in the 90s, SC, Stanford,
Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon. Yeah, I mean, maybe Oregon was a little bit of the, the outlier in the way they played.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, did you look at that at all, like or do you just came with your beliefs?
Well, I always study history because, right, good or bad, if you're not careful, it could happen again. You want the good to happen again, not the bad to happen again. I think there's elements of all those teams and those eras that are applicable, and I think they are. I think football, if you don't continue to learn and evolve, I think you get stale, and it runs right by you. It blows by you. So, even though we have established, or we're working towards establishing more and more what we want to be up front, we also want to be very explosive in all phases. And special teams has been a huge improvement for us this year as well. Defensively, we took a massive jump defensively because we have played with explosive players and putting them in position to make explosive plays, create turnovers and whatnot. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag, but all of it points to just productive play.
Will this be the biggest test of your physicality, this game coming up against?
Without question. They're outstanding. I mean, you love to study film to see how guys are being coached. You're looking at a coaching staff that they have stood the test of time with their processes, their football teams, and their product. And what stands out to me is the way they come off the ball. They come off the ball with flat backs. They get their hands inside. They knock you back at the line of scrimmage. They are exceptionally instinctive, but that's due to really good coaching, eye discipline, staying on their keys and triggering when they need to. I can't say enough about them. They are as impressive as it gets. You know, we're going to play those games every year, and proud of our team because our team walked in there with our receivers not being able to play due to injury, our starting tight end not being able to play to injury, and so managed to put up a really good physical fight, and albeit 9 seconds, had a chance to win that football game. And we don't regret any of it because we learned a lot about ourselves. We learned that we could physically hang with the best of the best in the country, and it sparked us. It really, that was a catalyst towards us going on a 9-game run where we just got better and better, but due to the belief and the things that showed up in that game that we had worked on all season, all off season.
When Justin officially, declared that he was coming back
Right.
last year, can you walk me through kind of what the conversations were like to help him with that decision, or what he expressed to you?
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of data. We always present data to our players, all the data, so that they can make the best decision for themselves. If they ask our opinion, we give it to them as well. And I had prepared everything, and the data was great either way. You could go and be an NFL player right now. You could come back, establish your legacy and get even better, improve your draft status. And in the middle of presenting it to him and his family, he just was like, "Coach, I'm coming back." So gathering all that stuff there was, look, Justin Herbert is as special as it gets as a person and a player, and he had a lot of unfinished business, and part of that was also self-improvement, gaining ground towards where the player he wants to be. But a lot of it was driven by the University of Oregon, how much he loves his teammates, the program, and to leave a legacy. His grandfather was a phenomenal player at the University of Oregon, phenomenal. And Justin has exceeded all expectations.
When you talk about legacy, what can a big game in the Rose Bowl do to kind of put exclamation point on it?
Well, the thing is, when our players, when we talk to them, they talk to us. We don't ever get into like predictions and stuff like that. They know the game. They know what's at stake. They understand the magnitude of it, and you prepare. You show it in your preparation. That's what he's done.
Where is he made that progress this year to kind of take that next step for not only for you guys, but for what he projects to do?
Just complete command of the offense in every phase. Not only throwing accurate passes and being able to flop and flip protections when he knows that he's short-sighted on one side or the other, and get us in advantage runs when he knows, we could get ourselves an opportunity to have a big play on the ground as well. He's like having a coordinator on the field is what he is, and he's just unfazed. Things are going well, things are going not so well, unfazed. And I think on the road this year in Seattle against Washington, against Washington State as the clock's ticking down to go on a 40-second drive to win the game, I think he's just proved time and time again that he's that kind of a guy.
Hey, Mario. Jessica last night posted on social media that your mother-in-law was the Rose Bowl fan 50 years ago today. How special is this for your entire family? And also, does this add any additional pressure to win the game?
Here's the thing is I haven't even seen the family because we've been grinding and working. I love my in-laws. They're awesome. Miss Pamela, tremendous amount of pride in being the Rose Bowl queen in 1969, but it has absolutely no bearing on our preparation for this football game. So, but it's good to have them in town so they could be a very special moment for them as well.
Have you had time to think of a New Year's resolution for 2020?
I haven't had time to really do anything but get prepared and help our players get prepared for this game. But if you have any suggestions, I'm more than happy to take some. We'll start with having less coffee.
Well, that's a good one. Give me that.
We'll start.
Away from you. What's your resolution for 2020?
I don't have one yet, but we might start with less of this and more Cuban coffee in my life is what I need.
How do you contain Jonathan Taylor?
I don't think anyone has. I mean, because he does it all. Some backs can run by you. Some backs can run through you. He runs by you. He runs through you. He goes over the top of you in short yard situations. He's extremely dangerous in the passing game as well. He's a great blocker. I mean, you have to be at your very best, and you have to play with great effort. And that's the best way to describe it. He's that kind of a player. He's a game changer.
And the playoff system changed, kind of the bowl system. Do you get a sense, though, for your guys, does the Rose Bowl still mean what it meant 10 years ago?
It means everything to our guys. Everything. Yes, sir. Good. Oh, he just became that more of a seasoned football player. He has complete ownership of the offense. He's a guy that can take over a football game. He can take control of a bad play and make it a good play. He also knows where his help is from a protection standpoint, where it's not. From a leadership standpoint, has taken another step as well, which is such a humongous part of one's development. He's established his legacy here, and he's not finished yet. He still has the most important game of the year coming up. Has left an unbelievable impression on those that are to come behind him.
A couple of guys have talked about that leadership that he's developed and going at it another level. Is that something you cite? Obviously, when you're talking to guys about the NFL, you want to do what's best for them, but is that something you cite as a positive, particularly in guys who have leadership positions?
Without a doubt. I mean, when guys leave here, they go into I don't know. It seems like it's a shark tank out there, right? When they go on to the NFL and whatnot. So, you have to practice those skills. I don't think people come out of the womb ready to be great leaders of the world. Yeah, I know sometimes guys come out and are natural at speaking or whatnot, but leading is leading, and leading is by example. It's leading by, making sure that other guys are being held accountable. And he's been doing that since the beginning, and he just continues to grow and develop more and more. So, incredibly impressed with what he's done, and he's gonna play for a long, long time at a high level.
You talked very complimentary about you and what you've brought to the program. What has it meant for you coming into the program and having a quarterback like that, just sitting there waiting for you?
Well, to me, it's the ultimate compliment how those guys, they fought for me. So I'm indebted to them forever. You always try to squeeze out more seconds and minutes in the day to do whatever you can for them, and that's why we have always been as a staff. We're very much a we operation. You won't hear many I this and I that, and it shouldn't be. We don't want to be that, but him and the entire senior class to accept a staff after a 4-8 season, everything they've been through has been the ultimate compliment. So the ultimate compliment to give back to them is to hold them to a high standard and bring everything we got to help them be successful. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. All right. Am I good? Give it to me. Let's go, man.
What's it like to have smaller children here, like experience this with you? As Alex, you said that yesterday his kids got to go to the zoo and tomorrow to go to the parade.
Right.
Not only for your kids, but for your wife, who he said is a doctor of his family who raised his children while you guys are doing a good job in your lives. What's this like for you to have your kids here?
Well, they're living their best life. There's no question about it. I mean, they're being raised Oregon, and the Rose Bowl is something they've always kind of seen. Now they're 8 and 10, but they're football junkies. Like, they wake up as early as it gets so they could turn on game day and just memorize every single game that's being played and whatnot. So the Rose Bowl, the events they have provided for our families, the hospitality that they have shown, the fact that our wives really, at this time of year, they're almost like single parents because we're not around. Tremendous. I think it's awesome for them. They love being around the players. They love seeing the cool gear, but they're looking forward to getting in that stadium in front of 90,000 people and being as loud as they can be.
And then your wife, what's it been like for her to go visit with you, and now you're finally here together, and she's just like a single parent, and you guys are gonna do this together. What's that like to have her?
Well, I hope to see her sometime before the week's out. We've been grinding on football and preparing our guys, but it's special because our wives they're the MVPs of this whole thing. Our wives, our coaching staff's wives, they do so much. They carry such a huge load. They're always in the background behind the scenes, and they're our angels is what they are. So for them to be able to be here, take part in this, and have an enjoyable week with the other wives and the families, it's incredible for them. It really is. Thanks, buddy. What would be my what? Nike does an unbelievable job with the unis. Everyone thinks that I make the uniforms and that I choose the uniforms. I want to make it real clear, I don't, okay? Nike does the best job in America. No one has what we have, and then the players get together and figure out the combinations with, the consulting of Nike and our people, our professionals. So if I had a uniform combination, I'm the wrong person to ask. That's why I eliminate myself from the equation and choosing uniforms, because I'm the most boring dresser of all time. All right, I'm not even going to get into how boring I am dressing. So, but I just want to take myself out of that equation, so I'm not involved in the discussion.
How much does your wife help you with deciding what to wear?
What to wear? I mean, there's about 26 Oregon polos sitting in different colors in my dresser, and then 3 different color pants. So she's out of the equation. You know, she's. I don't think she's ever seen me for a day where I'm not wearing some kind of O. You know, green, yellow, white, gray. Is that bad? It's bad, huh? It's awesome. Let's go Ducks.
Coach, for a lot of your career, maybe some people have doubted you even getting this job. Some people may have been questioning even the players fought for you. What do you think you've proven, and have you proved the doubters wrong? Do you continue to prove the doubters wrong?
Well, I don't know. Like, I never based my life on doubters. I mean, my parents came over from Cuba and had to work 2 jobs and learned the language at night. Never saw them just so they could teach my brother how to work as hard as humanly possible to never play football, to earn a scholarship to go play and win a couple national titles. And we never had anything handed to us. We just grinded and worked. We, together with a couple of the staff members here, we took over the worst situation, Division I football, made it a conference champion. So when this thing, learned more than Nick Saban, and never thought of it as an I thing, always a we thing. So in terms of like doubters and noise, I couldn't even comment on that because it's just not part of the process. We get up at 4:15 and we go as hard as we can to the very best of our abilities to do the very best by our people. As servants, we serve our guys as best we can to make them the best future fathers and husbands they could possibly be, and have absolutely zero concern about anything else. And it's resulted in our highest graduation rate, our highest GPA, and a really big silver trophy downstairs that calls us conference champions. So I'm good with that. Thank you.
Coach, you mentioned where you've come from, your heritage. How cool or unique is it to have a coaching staff with a similar Hispanic, Latino background?
You know, we have a couple guys. You know, I wish a couple more of them spoke Spanish so I could, continue practicing my Spanish. My mom, every time she hears me speak, thinks I'm butchering the language now. But I think what's great about our place is we don't look at backgrounds, ethnicities, skin color, none of that. We hire the best people for the job, and I think that's important. That way everyone's given a fair opportunity, and you always look for the ones that are going to impact your players and the program in the best manner possible. And we've been very fortunate in the hires that we have made that we've been hitting home runs, and we got to continue doing that because you really can't think that a single hire is not important. Everyone has an impact. Everybody in some way, shape, or form affects people in our organization, and we want to make sure we continue along those lines. But yeah, I Coach Mirabal right now is the only one I can have a legitimate Spanish conversation with.
I got to get coach to the Big Ten Network up there.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.